Think back to an earlier lesson when we learned about arrays and how we accessed elements within those arrays when we wanted multiple elements. Similarly, for strings, if we wanted to extract several characters at once from a string, we did the same thing. In both cases, we used what's known as a range. So range just defines a start number and an end number. So for example, the range of numbers 1 to 5, that's an integer, or the range of characters, A to Z. We can even have a range of floats, 1.3 up to 2.7. In each case, the two periods or dots indicates that this is a range. In addition to selecting elements from strings, arrays, or other enumerable types, we can use ranges to do iteration. For example, as an alternative to up to, we can define a range 1 to 10 using the two period symbols in the middle, 1 period period 10 or 1 dot dot 10, then call each on that range. Note that I have to put the round brackets around the range so that Ruby knows we're calling each on the range itself and not on 10. Then we pass a block argument to the block, in this case num, and we simply print this out. Ranges by default are inclusive ranges. That is to say, they are inclusive of the final number. So you could say 1 up to 10 including 10. However, you can set a range to be exclusive. So 1 up to but not including 10. To do this, we use 3 dots instead of the 2. So in this example, 1 3 dot 10 means all numbers 1 and up to 10 but not including 10. Ranges can also be converted to an array. So the range 1 to 5 inclusive, we call 2 underscore a on this, and we get an array of all of the numbers in that range. The exclusive version, of course, does not include the final number. Similarly, for characters, the range A to E, we call to A on this range and we get an array of characters. Finally, however, a range of floats cannot be converted to an array. This is because floats are infinitesimally small. They represent the entire number range and all possible numbers. So if we were to try to convert a range of floats to an array, we'd end up with an infinitely long array. Ranges have some attributes and methods also. A range has an end attribute. That is, we can access the value at the end of the range. We simply call .end. Similarly, we have a begin attribute. A commonly used method in range is exclude end with a question mark on the end. This indicates whether or not the range was defined with 2 dots or 3 dots and is exclusive of the end. Let's test out ranges with an exercise. I'd like you to print every character from capital A to capital K. Using a range, write a method to determine if a float number is between two values. You might like to check the range documentation to see what other methods might allow you to achieve this. Print all multiples of 7 up to 140, and of course, use a range. Then finally, write a method that returns the intersection of two ranges as a range itself, or nil if they do not in fact intersect. So there's a few tricky problems in this exercise, but give it a go and we'll go through the solution in the next video.